Good evening, ladies. How are you?
We're wonderful. Good evening. How are you doing?
I'm good. We're missing Bacchanal over here.
Oh, you see that is it. Bing, 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 bing,
Bing, bing, bing, bing. What's happening?
bing. We are.
Fabulous on this rainy day. We're doing
Okay.
our bonus episode.
What's happening, family? You're listening to the Unfiltered Limin with BLT. Every week, we will reflect on our journey on trying to navigate between our parents' traditional culture versus American culture. Oh, gosh, boy. We are your hosts,
Bertide.
Lisa.
and of course, Terry. Olya, no one is talking. So let's get unfiltered.
So today I wanted us to get on and send a little appreciation to all the men, women. Today's Veterans Day, so wanted to do a shout out and see if you guys have anybody that you wanted to thank for their services to this great nation.
Yes. I would like to shout out first and foremost my dad who served in the Army.
Go, Dad.
And my uncle Paul, who served in the military as well.
Uncle Paul.
He's a yachty.
Yachty. Okay.
There she's going. Just go ahead and ask me. Just go ahead.
That means Jamaican.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. When somebody says that means Jamaican. Go ahead, Lisa.
What, the papa?
That too.
No.
Oh, the yachty?
Terry, can you explain it again so it's clear?
Sorry, two things happened. When you were saying that. You say yachty, and Terry was like, pop. So I'm just trying to figure out, because I knew that was, but yeah,
Okay.
yachty means Jamaican.
Correct.
Thank you.
But usually
I'm
when
following now.
Okay, so sidebar for a real quick minute. Whenever you hit a boop, 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 that means in parties, okay? That was a thing that they used to do in parties. That means that the music was real good. So, you hear that, either they say boop, 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 or there's some real gunshots. So, either way, something going down. Okay, back to you, Lisa. Ladies and gentlemen, Lisa's face is like, oh my gosh. Go ahead,
Who else, Lisa? So we have Uncle Paul, your dad.
I would also like to give a shout out to my cousin Hazel. She served in the military as well.
Go, Hazel. Thank you.
Also, one of her daughters as well too. Her name's my mind, so I apologize.
Okay.
I feel like there's some other in the military that I forgot of, and I just shout out to all my family members that served in the military. Happy Veterans Day, and I thank you for your service.
What about you, Terry?
Let me see. I do have a cousin that is in the military. Yes, his name is Mikhail. Yeah, I had to think for a minute. So yes, he is in the military. I do have my my ex-husband was in the military. He was in the Army. Let me see who else.
Why
your face looking like that, Lisa? Why your face looking like
Lisa,
that?
why your face
I didn't know there was an ex-husband, but anyway, go ahead.
Oh.
See? I was getting ready to say something, but I have to pull back on that. That's another episode right there.
Yes.
Who else? I think that is about it that I could think of the top of my head. I did have a friend also. He was in the service many years ago. So him too. I give him a little, credit too. But that's about it. That is about it. Nobody else that I could think of the top of my head.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
I have a cousin of mine. He's in the National Guard. I don't know if he still is, but was in National Guard. So thank you. And I'm sure I have other family and friends.
Mm-hmm.
I know I have friends that serve, still serving. So thank you for your services. But I have one add-on. What does it mean to you guys to know that you have family and friends like they you know what I mean? They basically, what's the word I want to use? Sacrifice or make that dedication to serve What does that mean to you?
I'm honored to say I have a family member that served, to help protect this country. So I would say honored.
What about you, Terry?
Yeah, now that I'm thinking about it, I do have some more people too. And then I'm going to go and answer your question. I have my aunt and her husband. Shout out to Auntie Jenny. Shout out to her husband. Also, and my other cousin too. You know something? These people just popping up in my head right now. But shout out to the Lindales, Junior and Senior. But for me, I think it is a double-edged sword for me. I feel kind of conflicted because when I say we, the Caribbean people, we come from another country and we come here to fight, and then they want to fight us. So
hold on,
that's
back it
why
up.
I feel.
Hold on, can you elaborate what you mean by they want to fight us?
The Caribbean people come to the United States for a better life. Some of them that come here when they're small and they grow up and they decide they want to go into the service, they go out to fight or to protect our country. Okay? When they come back home, when I say that, I mean the country with what's going on, like the climate now, they're fighting us. That's what I'm talking about. So it is like they go in to protect, and when these people that go, men and women go to fight for us, they don't just fight for their families, they fight for everybody. And when they fight for everybody, it shouldn't be they're coming back home to continue a fight. You leave one place to fight and you come back here to fight again. I mean, to me, it is super frustrating. So it's like, why am I doing this, or why did I do this? Like I said, for me, it's a double-edged sword, because then I am also honored to know that they unselfishly went to serve and to protect us on every level. And a lot of them have lost their lives for us so that we back here can be comfortable. So, yeah, for me.
Doing what we're doing now, doing a podcast, being able to do this podcast is, you know what I mean? Some places, they don't have that privilege. You're right.
Exactly.
You're right about that.
No, you're absolutely correct.
When they go to these other countries, their countries get so mashed up and torn apart, and but we're here and we are still sustaining. We still have our places are intact. It's not in ruins. We're not digging through rubble.
Holy shit.
Don't edit that, Lisa. Don't edit that. That's the new word of the day, diggling. But
Folks, that's the word of the day. The word of the day.
But that's how I feel. I feel like it's a good thing. It's a frustrating thing, but I do salute them, appreciate them to the utmost.
So let me ask you ladies another question, because you just brought up some good points. Do you believe, or do you think or feel that being Caribbean separates you from serving, or do you think like there should be a separate celebration for just the Caribbean that are serving? Because I know they don't celebrate per se back home. You know what I'm saying? Because back home they have military and things like that, and they don't have I don't think that it's recognized, right?
It might be. I'm not sure. But I don't think they should have a separate holiday for the Caribbeans, because then if that's the case, you'd have a separate holidays for the Italians, the Yugoslavians, the Armenians. True. I mean, the Asians, you'd have a separate holiday for them. And I feel like a lot of people that migrated from different countries that came here for a better life end up going in the military. So that's what's the beauty of this country. It's a huge melting pot. As much as people like to divide it, they forget that it's a melting pot. Everyone comes from everywhere.
Right.
And the ones that started out here weren't from here.
Right.
But that's a whole nother
episode
conversation. So, yeah.
Okay.
True.
Well, Anything else you ladies want to add before we wrap this up?
What about you, B? I mean, what are your thoughts?
I feel like you, Terry, and I think Lisa, it's an honor to know that people selfishly, for whatever reason or benefits that they get, they're sacrificing their life and saying, I want to protect and serve, because no one is forcing them. They're doing it selfishly. And I think to be that kind of person of caliber says a lot about a person's character. And like you said, it is true, no matter what obstacle, especially, I don't want to make it about race, but especially people of color, for us to be able to say, you know what I mean, no matter what goes on in this country, no matter what, obstacle, like you said, the fight and things like that, we still say, here I am, I want to serve, I want to protect, and they do it.
Very true.
And they come, yeah, they do. And they give it their all. And like you said, there's many people that died. And a lot of times I know, it's just not one day to take to salute them and honor them. It's every day, because every day somebody's not coming home, somebody's losing, a mother or father or brother or sister. So there's times where I personally think that I take it for granted. I haven't served, but at the same time, there are people that they're still serving today. You know what I mean? They're still in the home front, doing what they feel is best for this nation. So I think it's just, if there could be a word that's more than honorable, I will give that to them, because I think it's deserving of just that mindset. I couldn't imagine that mindset, you know what I mean, of being where you just think about the process of just you being trained to know that you're protecting and serving, and there's a chance you might not come home. And that goes for police officers, that goes for anybody firefight, that goes for anybody that puts themselves in the way to say, I'm serving, you know what I mean? Just to know that you may not come home. I don't know if I could do that job for anybody. Jesus did. I'm not Jesus. You know what I mean? I'm not I just think it's just I don't know. The mindset to me is just unbelievable. So I salute them. I think it's great. I think it's, like you lady says, very honorable, but it's very unbelievable that they do that kind of service. So again, happy Veterans Day. We appreciate all the services. We honor you all for all the services. And Bacchanal always to all the veterans.
All right, people, the Bacchanal Queens, we are ready to leave. But before we leave, we would like to thank you for joining us this week on Unfiltered Limin with BLT. Check us out on Instagram, Twitter, and join our Facebook page. As always, subscribe to the show to catch every new episode and leave us a review so we can continue to bring you fresh, exciting content. See you next Thursday, same time, same station. Unfiltered Limin with BLT is edited and produced by Unfiltered Limin with BLT.